ago, there lived a wealthy man named Chief OTUNBA. He was a well-respected man and he had 20 wives. His wives were so beautiful. In fact, they were the most beautiful women in the village. OTUNBA had a lot of properties and his wealth kept on growing. Each wife had a child. Some had sons while others had daughters. Chief OTUNBA was blessed, but there was rivalry in his home. The wives hated each other so much because they were always competing for OTUNBA's love. IJEMEN, OTUNBA's third wife, who was the first to bear him a son, became the topic of the house. She was the most hated among the wives, and it was rumored that she was his favorite wife. Chief OTUNBA loved his wives and provided everything they ever wanted. But he trusted IJEMEN more because she was the most patient and loving amongst the wives, and she had proven herself to be trustworthy over and over again. IJEMEN endured all that the other wives were doing to her and focused on her husband and son. AWELE, OTUNBA's first wife, hated all the wives, especially IJEMEN. She waited for years before she was able to bear a child, a girl. And so, she blamed all the wives for ruining her home. Although those days, it was a privilege and honor to have several wives. AWELE wanted to be the only wife of Chief OTUNBA. Their husband took care of them equally, but AWELE wanted more. She wanted her daughter to inherit OTUNBA's wealth when he eventually passes. But OTUNBA dismissed the thought because it was an abomination in the land. AWELE did not stop there. She went to seek help from a powerful witch doctor who gave her charms. AWELE placed the charms on the doors of all OTUNBA's sons, and they immediately became sick. Some of them died, but IJEMEN's son was left paralyzed. There was war in the house, and some of the wives eventually resorted to using charms on each other. This broke OTUNBA, and the villagers started talking. IJEMEN, under the influence of AWELE's charms, became so vicious, and she hated everyone in the house, including her husband OTUNBA. She started doing everything AWELE was telling her to do, and soon OTUNBA grew tired of her and started avoiding her. But he knew something had gone wrong because the IJEMEN he married was different from the one he was seeing. And so he started looking for help. He visited different medicine men, but he couldn't find help. AWELE's native daughter told her that as long as she doesn't eat salt, the charms will never end. And so since then, AWELE never ate any food that had salt. The entire home continued to be in chaos, And soon the wives started dying one after the other alongside their children. OTUNBA became tired and made up his mind to restore his home no matter what it will take, even if it means sacrificing his own life. He kept on visiting native doctors in and out of the village, and no one was able to help him. One day, when he was returning from his search, he saw an old woman struggling with some loads on her back, and he immediately ran to her and helped her carry the load. When they got to a place, the old woman asked him to make a wish. OTUNBA thought it was a joke and started laughing, for he knew his problems were beyond mere wishes. But the old woman kept on insisting, and OTUNBA eventually made a wish for his home to be restored, as that was what he wanted the most. The old woman told OTUNBA it was done, and she thanked OTUNBA, and they both parted ways. When OTUNBA looked back, he couldn't find the old woman again. He thought it was mere coincidence, and he went home. At night, when OTUNBA was asleep, he had a dream, and in the dream, he saw the old woman. She told him that one person from his home was responsible for everything, and also told OTUNBA to prepare a very delicious meal in the house and add salt to everything, including the water. When OTUNBA woke up, he was terrified, but however, he did as the woman had instructed. He made a delicious meal and served his wives individually in their rooms. They all ate and drank, as that has always been what they wanted. OTUNBA did this to all his wives, and when it was AWELE's turn, she refused to eat. OTUNBA became suspicious, but he was patient with her. When AWELE discovered that her husband was beginning to suspect her, she took the water and drank from it. Immediately she tasted the salt. She screamed and started confessing. OTUNBA was shocked at how wicked she was, and immediately she fell and died. The charms in the house were destroyed, and all the children were well again, and OTUNBA's home was united, and their love for each other grew stronger than it was before. This is the end of this story. Thank you for listening to this story. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and share this video, and also comment where you are watching from below. We love and appreciate you. Bye.